chasing secrets. The bustling streets of Lagos pulsed with life as Olivia weaved through the crowded marketplace. The scent of roasted plantains and fried akra filled the air, mixing with the rhythmic honking of impatient Danfo drivers. She clutched her bag tightly, her heart racing. She wasn't usually this paranoid, but today was different. Today, she was meeting Ethan again after 5 long years. Her mind reeled with memories, late-night drives on 3rd Mainland Bridge, stolen kisses under dim streetlights, whispered dreams of a future they never had. Ethan had left Nigeria for the UK without a word, and Olivia had spent years trying to forget him. But now, he was back. And he had asked to see her. She reached the small cafe where they had agreed to meet. A modest spot tucked between 2 towering buildings, it was the kind of place only locals knew. Olivia pushed open the door, and the cool air conditioning hit her skin. Then, she saw him. Ethan sat at a corner table, dressed in a crisp white shirt with the sleeves rolled up. His presence was as commanding as ever, but there was something different about him now, something heavier in his eyes. He looked up, and their gazes locked. For a moment, the past flooded between them, unspoken but undeniable. "Olivia," he said, standing as she approached. She swallowed hard. "Ethan." He gestured to the seat across from him, and she hesitated before sitting. "You look good," he said softly. She raised an eyebrow. "You left without a word, disappeared for 5 years, and now you want to exchange pleasantries?" Ethan exhaled, rubbing his jaw. "I know I owe you an explanation." "You think?" she scoffed. "I waited, Ethan. I waited for months, hoping to hear from you. And then, I gave up." Pain flickered across his face. "I had to leave, Olivia. It wasn't my choice." She folded her arms. "Then make me understand." Ethan hesitated, glancing around as if afraid someone was listening. "It's complicated." Olivia's patience thinned. "Then uncomplicate it." He leaned in, his voice dropping to a whisper. "I got involved in something dangerous. Something that put both our lives at risk." Her stomach clenched. "What are you talking about?" Ethan hesitated again, then reached into his pocket and slid a small flash drive across the table. "I need your help," he said. Olivia looked at the device, then back at him. "This," he continued, "contains information that could take down one of the most powerful men in Nigeria." She blinked. "And you brought it to me?" Ethan nodded. "Because I trust you. And because if I don't do this right, we're both in danger." The air between them grew thick with tension. Olivia didn't know whether to walk away or stay. But deep down, she already knew. She was in this. Whether she wanted to be or not. The humid Lagos air was thick with tension as Olivia and Ethan sprinted down the narrow alley behind Marcus's hideout. The distant wail of sirens and the thud of footsteps behind them sent adrenaline surging through Olivia's veins. Ethan tugged her toward a hidden side road, where an old motorcycle was parked. "Get on," he ordered, swinging a leg over. She hesitated for only a second before climbing on behind him. No sooner had she wrapped her arms around his waist than Ethan revved the engine and sped off. Gunshots cracked behind them, sparking off the pavement. Olivia ducked, pressing herself against Ethan's back as they weaved through traffic. "Where are we going?" she shouted over the roaring wind. "To the address Marcus gave us." Ethan yelled back. They tore through the streets, dodging cars and pedestrians, until they reached the old railway district. Ethan pulled the bike into an abandoned warehouse, killing the engine. For a moment, all Olivia could hear was her own ragged breathing. Ethan turned to her. "You okay?" She swallowed hard and nodded. "I think so." Footsteps echoed in the distance. Olivia stiffened. A man stepped from the shadows. Tall. Broad-shouldered. Sharp eyes that missed nothing. David Hale. Ethan stood, tense. You got Marcus's message? Hale nodded, his gaze flicking to Olivia. Who's she? Ethan hesitated. She's with me. Hale's expression remained unreadable. That's a dangerous place to be. Olivia exhaled. I'm starting to realize that. Ethan pulled out the flash drive. This has everything. Proof of Ryan's crimes. Hale took it, studying it with care. You're sure? Ethan nodded. Marcus verified it. Hale exhaled, then slipped the drive into his pocket. Then we don't have much time. Before Olivia could ask what that meant, the warehouse doors burst open. Ryan's men. Run, Hale ordered. Ethan grabbed Olivia's hand, but before they could move, Ryan himself strode in, flanked by armed guards. His gaze landed on Olivia first, then Ethan. A slow, amused smile spread across his face. You've been busy, Ethan. Ethan's grip tightened around Olivia's hand. Let her go, Ryan. This isn't about her. Ryan chuckled. Oh, but it is. She's part of this now. Fear curled in Olivia's stomach. Then, chaos. Hale moved first, drawing a gun and firing. The sound echoed through the warehouse as bullets flew. Ethan pulled Olivia behind a stack of crates, shielding her as the shootout raged. Stay down, he whispered. But Olivia had had enough of hiding. She spotted a metal rod nearby and grabbed it. When one of Ryan's men moved past her, she swung hard. The man crumpled with a groan. Ethan blinked at her. Not bad. I'm tired of being scared, she muttered. Hale took down another guard, then turned to Ethan. We need to end this. Ethan nodded. Ryan. The two men locked eyes. Ryan smirked. You won't shoot me. Ethan raised his gun. Try me. A tense silence stretched. Then, bang. Ryan staggered, clutching his side as blood spread across his crisp white shirt. He looked at Ethan with something like shock before collapsing. Sirens blared outside. Hale stepped forward. We need to go. Now. Ethan took Olivia's hand. Are you ready? She looked at the chaos around them, then at Ethan. And for the first time, she wasn't afraid. Yes, she whispered. Hand in hand, they ran toward the future, together.